It's iPad month, people, and apparently you guys wanted to hear my take on iPad 8th gen as of 2021, whether you should buy it, hold on to it with regard to rumors concerning the iPad 9th gen. And as you can see, I'm shooting the intro on my phone because I have all my film gear set up for a top-down shot. So yeah, before we get into things here, I would appreciate it if you'd leave a like, comment. Any interaction is really amazing because it helps my videos reach more people and it also helps the well-being of my channel. So yeah, with that said, let's jump into things here. So I've been getting comments like, didn't the 8th gen just come out? And yeah, it did. It felt like yesterday. Apple launched this in September of 2020 with the A12 processor. That was the only major change to this tablet. Other than that, it is identical to the 7th gen, which came out the year before. And yeah, now we're already hearing rumors about the 9th gen. Let's go over that sort of rumored spec sheet here. First and foremost, the 9th gen is rumored to have the same chassis as the iPad Air 3. It might even be a rebranding, to be honest here. And of course, yeah, this is better looking. It's thinner, it's lighter. It's based off of the iPad Air 2 compared to the 8th gen, which is based off of the iPad Air from 2013. And beyond the chassis being thinner and lighter, the display might also be a bit bigger here. The Air has a 10.5-inch panel, which might be brought to the budget iPad. It also might remain 10.2 inches, I've heard that as well. And on the topic of display, I would assume True Tone would finally be brought down to this budget iPad, and although it's not like a game-changing feature, it is nice to have as it does match the color temperature of your tablet's display to your room, which makes the display look less unnatural or more natural and less blue overall. And from what I've heard, it's also rumored to have Touch ID, just like the 8th gen here, so this will not be like a full screen tablet like the iPad Air 4. I think Apple wants to designate that sort of pro look to a higher end iPad, at least as of right now here. So overall, I mean, fundamentally, the design isn't changing too much, but it's going to get thinner and lighter. And as for the processor that we can expect in this, I want to touch on that a bit later in this video and you'll see why. But now let's talk about the iPad 8th gen and what it brings to the table as of 2021. And the first thing that pops into my head is that this device has an excellent display. Sure, it isn't like amazing like that of the iPad Pro or even the iPad Air, but I'm very happy with it. Although I'm accustomed to higher end devices, I would have no problem using this for work, play, like watching YouTube videos and Netflix and stuff. It's colorful, it's bright, and you know, it's 60 hertz. Everything is really smooth here, and that is of course run by the A12 chip on the inside here, which is very capable. I mean, it's more than enough for, you know, what people need for everyday tasks, for note taking and stuff. And it's also good enough for some heavier stuff like video editing. Although you don't want to do like a ton of creative work on here because of the space limitations and the lightning port, in my opinion, it's still a very powerful tablet nonetheless. It also supports all the important accessories like the Apple Pencil, my favorite Apple accessory by far, which makes this device excellent for budget digital note taking with apps like GoodNotes and Notability. Even though I daily drive an iPad Pro, if I had to use this, I would not be disappointed because it offers a really smooth experience thanks to the low latency with the Apple Pencil and the power of the A12. And although this is no iPad Pro 12.9 inch, the 10.2 inch display is more than big enough for the work that I do, you know, handwriting and stuff. As you can see, I can rest my hand on the display comfortably if I was to sketch or draw or handwrite as I'm doing right here. And it's also big enough for split screen multitasking, which is a great feature within iPad OS here. I have a Google Docs window open here. I also have a Safari, and of course I can open up another app if I wanted to in a smaller windowed view. Let's do, I don't know, another Safari pane here. I can just drag this over here. And now we can, you know, go to like, I don't know, apple.com, why not? And open that up. And this tablet is fast once again. The A12 is an excellent processor that pushes animations, just overall operations really, really smoothly here. Even better, of course, compared to the 7th gen, which had the A10. And speaking of processor, remember earlier in this video when I said I would touch on what processor would be inside the 9th gen? Well, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the A12, as the 6th and 7th gen iPad shared the A10, and there was a bit of a design jump between those two. The iPad 7th gen got a little bit bigger, up from 9.7 inches to 10.2 inches. So yeah, I have a feeling even though the chassis is going to be different, it's still going to have the A12, which is more than enough for most people. Apple knows that. It'll probably have the same amount of RAM as well. So in terms of performance, while this might be the thicker, chunkier iPad, it's still probably going to perform just the same in everyday operations and such. Also, something to keep in mind, if you can find this tablet under the $329 MSRP for $299 or $249, you know, if you can save 30 to 70 bucks, I would, because it takes a couple of months, I think, for this tablet to get discounted like this on sites like Amazon and Walmart. So if you can take advantage of that, do it. And also keep in mind that once the 9th gen comes out, this tablet is going to get even cheaper, new for that matter, with the new battery and all that. And if it has the same processor and you're only concerned about performance, then by all means, consider this tablet. It's going to be a fantastic deal even later this year. And yeah, at the end of the day here, as I keep saying, this device is excellent. It's a great value. It's an iPad through and through and pushes the iPad OS experience beautifully, even with the older hardware. It's great for work and play, as I demoed. It's powerful. You can do some heavy tasks like video editing, and you can also, of course, have an amazing gaming experience with this device here. You can even attach a controller or connect one if you really want to. And the last point I want to make is that this tablet is very easily resellable, as it is more affordable. And, you know, Apple products tend to maintain their value over time. They age very well, and this device should have a lot of software updates to come. And that about wraps things up here. I hope this video was helpful. The iPad 8th Gen is still a great budget tablet. There's always something newer and better and greater coming out. So if you want to buy it now, go right ahead. Although, you know, you might want to wait, but still, we have to see what Apple has in store. I would really appreciate it once again if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions, suggestions, or opinions, and of course, subscribe for more content like this. Also, check out Paper-Like screen protectors. I'll leave a link, an affiliate one, as like a pinned comment or in my description. So if you buy one of these, it also helps the channel out. I use these every day with my Pro 12.9-inch, my daily driver iPad Pro. It makes note-taking so much more intuitive and natural. And yeah, as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.